The Red Wings start. Yzerman, Gallant, Cicerelli, Konstantinov, Chason in front of Cheveldae, Ellett and Gill for the Maple Leafs. And up front, Zezel with Osborne and Andrechuk. Now Anderson is hopping on the ice. So very quick changes for the Maple Leafs, and the puck is cleared to center ice. Chason had a chance to move it in and did not. The Leafs are the first to shoot it in. To the far side, Konstantinov. He's allowed to skate out over the line to pass, however, one in behind. Gallant, Chason. Along his own blue line, Fedorov backs up with it. Fedorov's pass, Chason to center ice. The long shot into the corner. Primo was in to pick it up quickly. Ellett is covering up for the Maple Leafs, trying to shoot it out. He's bumped, but the puck gets out and down the ice. The Red Wings come back. Lidstrom touching it. Icing called against Toronto.
Well, this morning at the game day skate, Darren Pupa got hit in the knee, and there was some doubt as to whether he could even back up. Here's the end of it after he was hit. The Leafs brought in Rick Walmsley's equipment from Toronto on Steve Stavros' private plane this afternoon. They also summoned Damian Rhodes from St. John's. His plane doesn't land till 8:10 in Windsor, so he will be the third goaltender. And should Potvin go down and Rhodes be in the building, I think you'll see Rhodes go in and Pupa come in for one shift and then take the parachute.
From the face-off, the Leafs move it up to center, and it's Pearson who shoots it in. Lobbed on the boards. Red Wings have to come back. Lidstrom is number 5. Coffey is on the ice with him now. Here's Coffey dropping it. Lidstrom to the blue line near center, trying to shoot it in. And Burr, number 11 for Detroit, went in. Nearly got the puck away from the goaltender, Felix Potvin. Leafs shoot it down the ice again. So the Leafs are playing it rather cozily as we start this first period. Robert, number 24, is bumped off balance. McCown comes back. He sees Clark in there to help him, and Clark slaps it down the ice. Nearing the 2-minute mark. First period, game 5. Robert, pass intercepted. Bird couldn't move it in. Mark Howe gets to center, and Bird caught him as he got back quickly. Red Wings go in after it. Yzerman tried to center it. The Leafs have it again and come out. Close checking continues in the early going of the first period. Racine shot the puck to center ice. Leafs couldn't dump it by him. Racine left it for Yzerman. And here's Yzerman. Now there is a rumor that he has a bad wrist. We watched him in the warm-up. He didn't get a good shot away at all. Gilmore upended, trying to go for the net. He handled the puck rather gingerly in the warm-up. All the way through. The Leafs in again. Gilmore pass in front of the net. Berg can't reach it. He was checked. And here's Chason up the center. Chason's pass to Yzerman. He didn't receive it. Chason missed it. Foligno on the ice for Toronto. And so was Cullen, number 19. Foligno missed the puck. The Red Wings come in. Cicerelli in too far for his shot. Foligno got back to tie him up in the corner. The puck onto the stick of Cicerelli. He comes out with a pass off the stick of Chason. It is centered again. Cicerelli missed it. Comes off the boards back to the line, and it's Foligno who will pick it up, and the play is stopped as Manderville fell on it, and that stopped the play for a face-off in the Leaf zone. And we're back, and from that face-off, the Leafs had cleared it out to center ice. Zezel fanned on it as he tried to shoot it. Now it's dumped ahead. Berg trying to go in and was stopped. Osborne took his man in on the boards. Konstantinov is there against Zezel. The Leafs are pressing for the first time. In back of the net, Berg can't find it, and it's the Red Wings who will clear it out. Yzerman is on the move down the left side. He's dropped into the corner. Gilmore got back. He was all over him. Now Lidstrom. He can't center it. Roll the puck along the boards in back of the net. Stopped at the line. A long shot. That misses the Leaf goal. Drake kept it in for Detroit. Lefebvre is bumped behind the net. And the puck loose for Ellett. Ellett decides to relieve the pressure if possible. He'll do that by shooting it down the ice. And that's the pace we were talking about, Harry. It's what Pat Burns wants in the early going.
Well, he wants to survive the first 10 minutes, which they did not do in either games 1 and 2. The Red Wings often come out and bury you early in the game. He's got Gilmore against Yzerman 2 or 3 times already, and Gilmore, a strong two-way center, takes Yzerman very nicely into the boards to end the rush. And there's a good example of why people say Doug Gilmore's the best two-way center in the game. Both ends of the rink, he excels in.
Sean Burr is number 11 for Detroit on this face-off. Gilmore for Toronto. Face-off to the left of Potvin. Burr, I think, waved out. He is. This is Kennedy. From the face-off. The Leafs lift it away again. Clark tried to catch up to it at center. Burr is turning. Clark bumped him. But Burr, a strong player on his skates, shot the puck in.
Well, let's have a look at the Leaf lineup. They made one change tonight, putting in Mike Krushelnyski. Their defense core that we talked about in the opening, of course, are still together. And Krushelnyski's in, and McElwain is out. I think they want to have a center with a little size. And Krushelnyski gets the nod over McElwain. There are the injured players, and the other 4 are just out of the lineup.
Gilmore won that draw, but it got inside the Detroit line, and Coffey starts to play out. Lidstrom's pass gets up to the Maple Leaf line. Red Wings go in after it. Sean Burr dumped it out front of the net. 2 Leafs were standing there. Clark took a bump from Kennedy, but shot it down the ice. So the Leafs continue to lay back and hope for a break. The Red Wings are taking the game to them now. Not many shots so far there yet. Here's Kennedy's shot. Potvin got a piece of it, and the net is off the moorings in behind Potvin.
Well, the Red Wings have made a lineup change. They're dressing 7 defensemen, and it makes you think one of the 6 that have played the first 4 games is injured, and they don't want to run the risk of playing with 5. To do that, you can only dress 11 forwards. Kozlov is out, and Primo, as we mentioned earlier, moves up to play on Fedorov's line, and there are the 4 players not in the lineup. Bob Rouse does a nice job on Bob Probert, occupying his attention and physically making it pretty tough to sit in there and get a stick on any puck at all. The Leafs have done that quite nicely. Brian Murray says that we cannot let Toronto outwork us. In Toronto we did that. We lost both their ability to work hard as a talent, and it is the Leafs' greatest strength.
Yzerman comes back out for Detroit with Gallant and Ciccarelli. Krushelnyski for the Maple Leafs. Couldn't win the draw. It's shot in there. Potvin had to be careful with that. Scramble right in front of him, and the puck got in there. It's Ciccarelli getting a shot on the short side, and Potvin kicked that away. Ciccarelli again. Detroit putting the pressure on now, but it's cleared out over the line. Down inside the Detroit line is where Clark gets a hit from Racine, and the crowd jumps on that one. Here's a lead pass for Gallant. Scores! Terry Gallant scoring on a breakaway for Detroit, and they lead 1-0.
Well, we have often talked about the Red Wings' ability to make the long pass, icing line to the red line and blue line to the blue line. The Maple Leafs were making a line change, and the left defenseman disappeared. Gallant got in and put it between the legs of Potvin. And here's what Potvin was looking at. The puck was rolling. Gallant made a nice play to get it under control, and you can see the elation on the face of Gerard Gallant, and it is mirrored by about 20,000 fans here at Joe Louis Arena.
5:59. Mark Howe spotted Gallant. Ahead of him was Ciccarelli, and the puck got up to Jerry Gallant. And he went in there, made no mistake, going through the legs of Felix Potvin. 1-0. Detroit leads. So they're all afire now, and they shoot it in, and Potvin will get down on it as Primo was skating in quickly.
Well, the Red Wings start quickly. I think this is going to be a much more sensible game physically than any of the first four. When it's a 2 out of 3, penalties can mean the difference, especially with the Leafs power play as anemic as it is. In the playoffs, goaltending is always the biggest reason why teams fly or die. And in the next 5 days, one of these two goalies is going to be better than the other, and that probably will decide who St. Louis faces in the second round.
Face-off will come to the left of Felix Potvin. Nearing the 7-minute mark of the first period. 1-0 Red Wings. Jerry Gallant. A breakaway pass. It was a beauty.
Dave Ellett on Primo. We just saw a little bit of that one. And the Leaf defense has to be physical. And I'm sure both coaches have said, be tough, be aggressive, but don't retaliate, because Kerry Fraser, one of his characteristics as a referee is the retaliator is going to get fingered if he does it very often.
You see Yzerman getting set for this face-off. Cecil for Toronto. Cecil wins it. And it's Todd Gill behind the goal. Comes up along the boards for Gilmore. He lost it nearing center ice. Leafs come back to pick it up. Osborne slept it back. Lifted a high one up as far as the Red Wing blue line. The Wings clear it again. Drake shot it off Ellett's stick. Cecil was back there watching Fedorov. And the Leafs move it up quickly. Anderson's pass is knocked down at the Detroit line. Here's Chason spotting Primo. He's upended. It goes right on. The crowd wanted a penalty. 1-0 Detroit, leading Toronto in the early going of Game 5. They're at the 7-minute mark now. Primo missed the pass on the boards. The Leafs hammer it in. And it's Detroit starting back out. Chason put it to center. Long shot in from center ice by Rouse. Leafs will go in after it. That is Pearson. He was rubbed in on the boards. And Yzerman back there, shot it away on the left side. But it's picked off by Toronto and kept in. Now Shepherd with Drake. Shepherd comes up over the Leaf line. Tried to stick handle by the defenseman. Drake was in there also. Drake picks it up in the corner. Shot it back. And a drive by Lidstrom didn't miss by much. And the Leafs hang on and shoot it down the ice for another icing. It is 1-0 Detroit with 12:09 left in the first period. Lane and Don Cherry, the Hockey Night in Canada crew for Game 5 from Detroit. The series tied at 2 apiece. And the Red Wings out front of this one, 1-0. Jerry Gallant's goal. Yzerman took a shot inside the blue line, had a little mustard on that. Report was he had a bad wrist, wasn't shooting well. That one looked okay from here anyway. Red Wings on the puck. And it comes out front. Anderson was there covering his man. A 2-on-1 Toronto. It slipped up over the line. Andreychuk scores! Andreychuk fired a wrist shot using Gill, the defenseman who was up with him, as the decoy. And it got by Cheveldae, and the game is tied 1-1.
Well, Lidstrom got caught, number 5 for the Red Wings, to cause the 2-on-1. And see how far Lidstrom's in, and then he gets caught in some traffic, and he can't get back. And here's a great play by Andreychuk. Why pass it to a defenseman? So he looks over there and then beats Cheveldae on the short side. Why would a guy scores 50 goals a year pass it to a defenseman that gets 10? Andreychuk made the right decision, then he made the right play, and the score's tied.
So Andreychuk's goal, he's hot. That's his 5th of the playoffs. 2 in each of the games at Toronto, you'll recall. Hill and Anderson assisting on that one. 8:26 the time. So we're tied at 1 on the Andreychuk goal. Hard wrist shot beating Tim Cheveldae. And only the 2nd shot in the game so far by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Howe behind the net for Detroit. Long lead pass. Norris as they try that breakaway pass again, this time to Kennedy. And Potvin smothers it, bringing about a face-off in the Leaf zone.
Well, those long passes are good gambles, especially if you can hit the net if they don't work. So you've made 200 feet. Bob Probert was quoted as saying, "You can take this to the bank, we're going home, and we're going to win." And he's in a foul mood. I'm sure tonight he gives Pearson a little shot in the back for good measure. Not enough to draw a penalty in the opinion of Kerry Fraser. Bob Probert, I thought, was the Red Wings' best player forward in games 3 and 4. Hard to take out, threw some good checks, and was immense.
9 minutes gone in the first period at the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. Kennedy's long screen shot, the rebound! And the Leafs were covering in the crowd, hollering for a penalty. Racine stepped into Clark as he tried to come out with the puck and flattened him. Here's Probert coming in. He's off balance thanks to the check by McCown. Puck is shot along the boards, and Clark will bring it back out for Toronto. Clark gets up over the line, and he risks one high. It goes sailing over the glass into the crowd.
Again, the Probert line giving the Leafs trouble. A real fine play by McCown saved a goal, and McCown was right on the edge of getting a penalty as he took Sean Burr off the puck when it flittered off Potvin right to him. So watch McCown here. This is what we're talking about when we're complimenting the Leaf defense corps on Sean Burr. It wasn't a trip, but if McCown hadn't been there, it would have been a free shot for Sean Burr. Kerry Fraser looks like he's letting both teams play, at least in their own zone. The fans called for a penalty, but couldn't talk Fraser into it.
Fedorov against Gilmore, and that's the matchup that Brian Murray prefers. 1-1 is the score, nearing the halfway mark of the first period. Most of the period so far has been played inside the Leaf line. Coffey has to back up. Slides a pass up across center, and Lefebvre comes back for Toronto. Lefebvre will wait. Bushaleski turns to his right. The pass goes the other way, and the Leafs get to center. Ellett faked the shoot in. Now he rolls it off the boards in the corner. Cheveldae was out to stop it, and Drake couldn't clear it out over the line. Drake gets another chance and misses it. Andrechuk is in again. The backhand this time is stopped. Here's Anderson. He can't handle it cleanly, and the Red Wings now shoot it down the ice. And they will likely be called for icing as they clear it all the way over that line to the left of Potvin. And icing.
Doug Gilmour's played with every Leaf forward. Certainly he's been out there a number of times with Andrechuk and Anderson, but he's played at center on all 4 lines the Leafs have played. And I think what Pat Burns is saying to Brian Murray, if you want to play Fedorov's line against Gilmour, you better tell Mr. Fedorov he's going to play 35 minutes tonight, because that's how often I'm going to play my best player, Gilmour. Drake avoids a penalty there on a takedown, and referee Fraser again making it clear he doesn't want to decide the game, he wants the players to.
Talked to Gilmour this morning, Harry. He's bruised all over both arms. Big bruising shiner. Wrist or thumb is a bit sore, but he's rugged, and he shakes it off and says he's okay. 9:35 left to play in the first period. 1-1 is the score. Jerry Gallant for Detroit, Andrechuk for Toronto. It's Osborne being stopped near the Detroit line and shot in anyway. Konstantinov takes it back to the net. Osborne coming in to meet him, but Gallant is starting away. He's up with Yzerman. Yzerman dropped it back. Ciccarelli's drive, a high one, and it went over the net. 2 Leafs are on the move on this rush, and a third catching up. Here's Gilmour sliding one in. A loose puck to Gilmour. It comes loose again. Gilmour falling, tried to play it back to Gill. And the Red Wings get it out, and Gill will take over. Gill's pass down to the far side. Detroit penalty maybe coming up. Potvin heading off. And the play is called, and we get the first penalty of the game, and it's against the captain, Steve Yzerman. So the Leafs will go on the power play. Here at 11:12 of the first period. is a 1-1 tie, and now the first power play. Cullen on the ice. That's Gill going after Fedorov, and Gilmore, of course, remains on for Toronto. Andrechuk and Ellett are the other two. And now they start from behind Felix Potvin. It is Ellett lugging the puck up to the blue line. Couldn't get it by Yzerbark. Yzerbark left it there in center. Fedorov nearly sent in with one man back. And that was Gill, who's back to pick it up now. Gill starts out. 1:20 left in the Detroit penalty to Yzerman as the Leafs come over the line. Cullen missed it. Two Leafs go after it. Cullen takes it on the boards, and he loses it. And Detroit, they have shown how great they can kill penalties in this series already, and they're doing it again.
3 goals, 25 power plays for the Leafs. That's an 88% penalty killing success rate for Detroit. And it's one of the reasons why Detroit won games 1 and 2 for sure.
They're offside on this rush at the Detroit blue line. 50 seconds left in the Yzerman penalty.
Well, Dave Andrechuk with that goal now has a 4-game point streak going in which he scored 5 goals. He got 2 of them on Friday in game 3, 2 more on Sunday in game 4. He's had 16 shots on goal. So after a slow start here in games 1 and 2, he's resumed the torrid pace that he showed for most of his brief Toronto career in league play.
Sean Burr won the face-off but couldn't move on the puck. The Leafs got it and shot it in. Mironov parked at the blue line, rolled one toward the net. The Leafs go in after it. 3 of them in deep. Andrechuk, Gilmore was in front of the net. Andrechuk is bumped. Here's Gilmore knocking a high pass down, trying to shovel it out to Andrechuk. He rammed at it, and Chevrolet was there to stop it with a stick, and Burr's away for Detroit. He and Drake go on the rush. Comes off the boards and rolled out in front of Potvin, but Drake didn't see it in time. Mironov deep in his own zone. A pass up near the line, and the Leafs move it to center ice. McCown backhands it in, and Racine shoots it away. Still inside the line, though. Now Burr rolls it out. And the penalty now is over. Yzerman is out of the penalty box. So Detroit has killed off another one. 1-1 is the score. Red Wings are offside. Cicerelli and Yzerman called on the offside.
Well, Gerard Gallant, who missed game 3 with a bruise, a Charlie horse, was back for game 4 and scored the only goal here for the Red Wings in game 5. He's complaining to the linesman about that offside. Certainly he and Yzerman have played a lot of great hockey together, and although Gallant didn't score this year the way he normally does, when the time is tough and the wins are harder to get, we see this young man back in the lineup. He's been a tower of power for Detroit during his whole career here.
Well, he admits himself he was off to a terrible start, but Brian Murray just took his time and found the right time to put him back up with the Yzerman line. Cicerelli, Yzerman, and Jerry Gallant, and then he began scoring again. He has scored, as you say, Harry, here in the first period for Detroit on a breakaway pass. He took it cleanly and went in alone. Andrechuk has replied for Toronto. 1-1. 6:15 remaining in the opening period. Red Wings in after it. It is centered out in front of Potvin, but the Leafs pick it up and clear it back out to center ice. Lifting it in was Osborne. Red Wings back to dig it out again, and Coffey was on the move. Lidstrom took his pass and then got across center and shot it in. Here's Yzerman, and he let one fly from a sharp angle. That didn't get to the goal. The Leafs are on it. Krushelnyski back in the lineup tonight, tries a shot. Score! Now they're going to argue about that. They will argue about that one.
It was kicked in, Bob, and if the linesman went right to Carey Fraser, Gord Brossiker, right to Carey Fraser, and mentioned to Carey that the puck was kicked in. Now let's have a look at it. It's the rebound that was kicked in. The shot was not a tough one, but there's the rebound there, and there's no question about the fact that that was kicked in. Carey Fraser's going to double check by going to video goal judge, but you're going to be able to see right here Wendell Clark right there. Kicks it between the legs of Shovelday, so that will not count.
Well, they've announced the play is being reviewed. Any second now, you'll hear the big roar from the crowd when Kerry Fraser's suspicions are confirmed that the puck was kicked into the net behind Tim Shovelday. The score is tied 1-1 depending on this decision, and we think we know what it is, but to make it official, listen. Not quite yet.
Brian Lewis is up there with the video goal judge. That was an easy decision for him. The linesman saw it. I'm not sure Kerry Fraser saw it as he was rushing up the ice with the play.
No goal. The puck
the video
was
goal
directed
judge
in by a skate.
with an easy decision. No goal.
Former play-by-play announcer Bud Lynch here in the Joe Louis Arena on the PA now. And he just made the announcement. And, of course, the fans approved. It is still 1-1.
And hardly a whimper from the Leafs. So Wendell Clark knew better than anybody that that wasn't going to count.
Face off outside the Detroit line. Fedorov won the draw. Jason flipped it back. And now 3 Leafs are intercepting and they bring it in. Osborne, he has Zessel going for the net. And it's cleared off to the corner where Konstantinov was hit by Berg. Here's Primo skating in for Detroit. Primo against Todd Gill. And Gill knocked the puck away. Now Putman has to stop a sharp angle shot from Chason.
Well, this is a real chore for Brian Murray to get this line if he wants the whole line out against Gilmore. I see Pat Burns is putting Gilmore right out there now to play against. Now maybe Brian Murray's going to take this line out. Here's what he's looking for when he made the change. Primo moving up from the 4th line to play with this checking line. He wants his aggressiveness. He thought Anderchuk was too tough to handle by Yzerberg and by Kozlov.
Chason shot from the blue line, got through right to Potvin, and he stopped it. Primo trying to center it. Ella takes it back to the goal, lifted a high one away, and that'll roll to center ice. Chason got back. Red Wings send the 5 players in again. Yzerberg, one of them, and he picks it up and centered it. Turning is Fedorov. He comes back along the boards to the line and leaves it right there. It is shot back in front of the net and out over the line. Chason on the line. Right wing pass, nobody there. Fedorov will catch up to it, move in. Couldn't get by Elliott though. And it's Berg missing a pass just across center ice. 4:30 left in the opening period. 1-1 the score. Fedorov is in there again. Drops back to the line, set it up in front of the net. The pass to Yzerberg nearly resulted in a score. At the blue line, long shot again. Potvin saw it all the way and made the stick save. Howe can't keep it in. Scene waits at center. Another penalty coming up. Penalty has been called against Detroit, and it's going to be Fedorov for elbowing. And no damage done. Detroit looking really, really sharp while shorthanded. 4 minutes remaining in the first period. It is 1-1. Gallant and Andrechuk has scored the goals in this one. Now the Leafs and the extra man come in on Shovelday. He made the stick save. Andrechuk stopped it. It gets by Elliott now. Back inside the Leaf line. He and Mironov are the 2 defensemen. Yzerman, a penalty killer with Sean Burr up front for Detroit. Chason and Konstantinov are the defensemen, and Chason shoots it away, and he and Konstantinov go off. 3:30 left in the period. 1:15 in the penalty to Fedorov. Up for Toronto. They go for the boards in the corner off the stick of Mironov. Andrechuk trying to wrap around. He was stopped this time. Andrechuk looking back to the line. The pass. Mironov shot in there. Chipped wide of the net. Gilmore was upended in front of the goal. The Detroit Red Wings ice the puck again. 50 seconds left in the penalty. That is Elliott back. 1-1 the score in 3 minutes remaining in the period. Leafs starting out slowly. Up to center. Elliott fires one in. Cheveldae tried to stop it and could not. Clark slides it back to the line, and Mironov missed it, and it slides back to the Toronto blue line. Now up to Clark, steps in, shoots it off the boards. It comes to Yzerbark, and he can't move it out. He's trapped in the corner by Pearson, who got it back to the blue line. Mironov might get a shot, does, and that's saved by Cheveldae. Krushelnyski on the boards again, back to the blue line. Moving up, Gill faked the shot. Mironov to Gill again. Now the shot blocked. Mironov kept it in. Gill again, and a pass to Clark, and he fanned on it. Right off the heel of the stick, and the penalty is over now. Red Wings kill yet another one. Here's Fedorov into play. Scores! Fedorov out of the box, and he scores a goal. 2-1 Detroit.
Well, the second goal of the game for the Red Wings goes through the legs of Potvin. Fedorov comes out of the box. It's a 3-on-2 rush, a drop pass right here, and there's a mix-up. Krushelnyski and Mironov both went to the same player. Nobody filled in the slot, and from about 30 feet out, it goes right by Felix Potvin, and the score is 2-1 Red Wings.
That's the third of the playoffs for Fedorov. Yzerbark and Drake will get the assist. And you see the time, 18 minutes. Fedorov just served a minor penalty for elbowing. Was on the ice, into the play, got the puck, and scored.
Well, a 3-on-3 rush. The three defenders have to talk to each other to make sure who they've got. And then when they cross over, as the Red Wings rushers did, you have to sort it out quickly. And two people went with the one winger, leaving Fedorov all alone in the slot, and he made no mistake.
So 2 minutes left in the opening period, and the Red Wings have the lead again by a goal. Red Wings on the puck. Fedorov couldn't get very far in that attempted rush. Cheveldae comes out to stop it, takes a look, shot it on the glass high to Primo. The Leafs have it. Osborne for Zessel. He's back of the net. Zessel covered by Lidstrom, fell down, and the puck goes loose on the other side. Now it's Zessel back at the goal. He's hit again. This time by Coffey. Red Wings trying to hang on. 1:20 left in the period. Rouse was pitching in, and he stopped the puck, not allowing Primo to get out. Here's a lead pass to center. Shepard going in, and the shot. He had to hurry it high and on the glass. 1:05 left of the opening period. Red Wings in there, pressuring the Leafs again. They pass it around. It is Primo on the puck. Slides it back along the boards. LePage checking Primo behind the goal. He got loose to make a play to Shepard. Shepard centered it, and Berg picked it up and cleared it away. Gilmore. Stick handled a bit now. It's Chason coming in. Here's Yzerman. Off the glove of Potvin. That's a fine stop by Potvin. That was a decent shot. Chason from center shoots it in. 30 seconds left in the period. Cicerelli without the helmet. Andrechuk, who has scored the Leaf goal, was stopped near center. Lefebvre going back. 20 seconds left in the period. And the puck shot down the ice. Konstantinov. He circles to play it to center. Gallant is moving in there again. He has one of the Red Wing goals. 4 seconds remaining in the period. Chason shot it away. Zdeno Cicerelli was hit at center by Anderson. They have some words. The officials get in quickly, and they calm down. Opening up a 2-goal lead on Shepard's second of the playoffs. Probert and Fedorov assisted. Power play goal for the Red Wings, 2:32 the time. Here's Gilmore. He poked it in over the Detroit line. Probert was around the net to skate it out. They can't get it out. Racine goes behind the goal. Forced out front and forced back. Howe lost it. Red Wings back, trying to find a way to move it out. It's Sean Burr. into Howe. Howe is stopped. Finally, they get it up over center ice. Ellett slides it back. Ellett takes a return pass and lifts a high one into center ice. Clark is up with Krushelnyski. He had a stick lifted easily, and the Red Wings shoot it back in. Up and stopping at the side of the net. And Dave Ellett didn't waste any time. He had one notion, and that's all. Ice it. He did. And the Leafs will make changes. They are nearing the 4-minute mark of the second period. 3-1 Detroit. We'll be right back after this message.
Watch for Red Wing 2-on-1s, 4-on-3s or breakaways.
6-3 in game 1, 6-2 in game 2. And back in Toronto, 4-2 and 3-2 for the Leafs. Red Wings up 3-1 in this one. Coming up to the 4-minute mark of the second period. The Red Wings are in there again. Yzerman turning back for the Leaf defense. The puck loose. The Wings are on it. And they keep it in. Yzerman circles in the corner. Fedorov's shot came off putt fan, whistled through the crease. Chase on. All the way back in his own zone as Gilmore was upended in the center ice area. Here's Yzerman coming in, dropping it. Fedorov going in. It was deflected off Rouse and missed the goal. 2 Leafs skate out, led by Anderson. Anderson gets down the right side, goes in a little too far. No shot at the side of the net on the backhand. And out of the net is Cheveldae to scoop it away. Red Wings bring it out. McCown shoots it back as far as the Red Wing line. And on the boards, Konstantinov put it up to center ice. They hold it there. Andreychuk checked. Primo lost his stick. Goes for a new one, and the play is called icing against the Detroit Red Wings.
Well, the rink here, Joe Louis Arena, is one of the larger ice surfaces in the National League, and they have among the best rinks with the rink. Here's a great 3-on-3 defensive play by the Red Wings. The 2 defensemen take the puck carrier and the other forward, and look at the forward. He takes the trailer. Now, if the Leafs had done that, they might have been able to prevent that goal by Fedorov in the first period.
That was when Fedorov came out of the penalty box. The penalty expired. He jumped right in on the play and scored. McCown's shot drifted off of skate and went wide of the net. Leafs do not keep it in. Red Wings dump it to center. They're up 2 goals. They can afford to clear it away now at every chance. Likely they won't. They'll keep coming after the Maple Leafs. Zezel skates to center. Shoots it to the boards in the corner to the left of Cheveldae. Zezel then missed it as it came off the sideboards and went through his skates. Cowan made it up. Zezel's pass, a good one. Osborne in, trying to drop it back to Berg. It is centered. Zezel was in front. And a nice play by Lidstrom to intercept. Back for Detroit. Yzerman is up on this play. And he couldn't get the pass. Zezel was in front of it. And he shot it down the ice. Mark Howe comes back. Howe to Racine. Racine got over center with it. Fedorov checked at the blue line. Putt pass shot it away to the left side for Clark. Clark comes out. His pass intercepted. Gallant will try to knock it in there again and does. He was hit by Rouse as he did. Ciccarelli going in there and throwing his weight around. Clark comes up, stealing the puck, trying to get by the Detroit defenseman, Mark Howe, but couldn't. Red Wings on it again. Fedorov going in with it. Ciccarelli scores. Ciccarelli, and it's 4-1 Red Wings.
Well, Felix Potvin, no chance on that. Dino Ciccarelli, one of the better one-on-one goal scorers in the National League. A turnover by the Leafs. They had the puck going out of the zone, but it doesn't get out of the zone. And here comes the rush. Rouse tries to take Fedorov out and can't. Krushelnyski can't stay with Ciccarelli, but there's where the Leafs thought they had the puck out of the zone, and 2 of them are heading up the ice. And then Ciccarelli comes in and makes a one fake. Now the Leafs think they're going out of the zone, and Ciccarelli turns back, and look what he's got. He's got Potvin at his mercy, and he puts it in to make it 4-1.
6:21, the time of the goal by Dino Ciccarelli. It's his second point of the game. He assisted on Gallant's goal in the first period to open the scoring. 4-1 now, Detroit, here in Game 5. So the Red Wings have things going their own way, and the Leafs are starting to rough it up a little bit now. They're all involved here.
Well, the Leafs have really been a fairly uninspired, unemotional, and non-physical team tonight compared to they were on Sunday and last Friday in Games 3 and 4 in Toronto. And as I said earlier in the show, when the Leafs don't outwork their opponent, and then it comes down to whose team has the most skill, the Leafs are a distant second to Detroit, and that's exactly what it looks like as the score is 4-1. Now this is on the offside, the delayed offside, and Racine gives Cullen a little bit of a poke, and this is how it all started. Manderville comes in, and it looks like Kerry Fraser has decided Racine and Manderville will spend 2 minutes apiece in the box, and the teams will skate 4 aside.
So there's Manderville for the Maple Leafs, and alongside him, a few feet down the way, Yves Racine. Red Wings up 3 goals on the Maple Leafs here in Game 5, with the series tied at 2 apiece. Game 6, of course, back at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto on Thursday. And Hockey Night in Canada, we'll be with you for that one. Nearing the 7-minute mark of the second period, Red Wings come at the Maple Leafs again. And Potvin covering on the short side, and Fedorov, who is really flying tonight.
Well, the fastest moving Leaf tonight, there's Damian Rhodes. He came into here today as a replacement, and he's getting dressed, and he'll replace Darren Poopa as the backup goalie. As he was saying, the fastest moving Leaf is the one I saw in the Detroit River when we were walking over to the rink from our hotel. The Red Wings are beating him in every department, and Fedorov waltzes in, and Potvin has to make a big stop to keep it from 5.
Here's a loose puck in front of Potvin, but it's scooped away out of the crease in time. Anderson brings it across center. Todd Gill comes in, tried to drive for the net, but was stopped by Coffey. 7 minutes gone in the second period. Gilmore intercepting in alone and stopped by Shovelday. Gilmore is stopped by Shovelday on that clear break. Pass ahead, the Red Wings poke it in. Yzerberg chasing Ellett. Ellett bumped by Yzerberg, who centers it. The Red Wings pour it on now. The puck ends up the side of the net in the mesh. And they knock it loose, but the whistle is finally blown. And that stops the play for a face-off inside the Leaf line. Detroit 4, Toronto 1. From the face-off, Yzerman hopping to it, centering. Konstantinov shot high and wide from the blue line. Another shot misses on the short side. It's all Detroit. Yzerman missed it behind the goal. Doesn't matter. There's another Red Wing there to pick up the slack. Now Yzerman in the corner trying to center it. Finally, it's Osborne for Toronto. He gives it to Rouse. Rouse backs up a bit. Now he waits for Osborne to move, and he does. By this time, Rouse is in back of the net. Looking for Cecil. That is Yzerman out front, giving Rouse fits. Finally, Osborne takes it to center. Played it ahead. Yzerman intercepted. Up for Shepard. One man back. Shepard comes in. He waits. Now the setup. Konstantinov! And the third pass was tipped away by Chasaw, but he missed. He'll get another chance here, maybe. Shoots one in. Missed the net by 3 feet. Count out. Count gets by Yzerman. Passed it over center. Here's Clark trying to go in. He centered it. That was deflected wide. Kept in along the boards. Vanderbilt lost it. Comes after it again. He bumped Fedorov, and Clark whipped it back to Ellen. Krushelnyski is not flying at center ice. Went up on one skate and then just fell over. Red Wings shoot it in. 9 minutes gone in the second. 4-1 Detroit. Toronto came back and nailed the Leaf player along the boards. They scored. They knocked it in, but referee Kerry Fraser put his hand in the air. We'll wait now, and the Leafs are complaining a bit. There's another Leaf hurt in behind the Detroit. That's Pearson. Detroit net. Is it a goal or not? So now that makes it 4-2. And the Leafs get one back. When it looked as if the Red Wings were just going to keep coming and walk away from the Maple Leafs. But they might get a life from that goal by Dave Allen.
Well, the Leafs have got to look at it this way. There's about a half a period left. They need a goal to make it a one-goal game heading into the third. Big Keith Primo, boy, this kid's going to be a player, Bob. I'll tell you right now. This was a stapling check. I'm sure it was going to be called boarding. But Primo at 225 is getting confident. He's getting a little quicker, and he's going to get his share of goals as well as do things like that and have a long, good career in this league.
Brian Murray was telling me, as we chatted back in Toronto before Game 4, that the one thing about Primo, I was commenting on how impressed I was with the way Primo was skating and looking like a veteran, even though he's just a youngster. His one drawback, according to Brian Murray, is he wants to hit too many people.
Well, I hope they don't talk him out of all that.
The Leafs on the move now. Gilmore was up there, but the pass was intercepted by Konstantinov. Potvin stopped that one and held onto it with two Red Wings coming in. We're nearing the halfway mark of the second period. The Red Wings 4, the Maple Leafs 2.
Well, if you are a defenseman that were playing against Detroit, you'd really be in shock, Bob, if they put Probert and Primo on the same line.
That'd be something. Two
of the heaviest hitting forecheckers on this Red Wing team, and among the heaviest hitters in the National League.
Throw in Sean Burr.
Yeah, you'd be fine. A few defensemen would be sitting down for part of the shift.
The face-off to the right of Felix Potvin. The shots now. Well, listen to this. 18 by Detroit and 8 by Toronto.
It's only 2 in the period here. That's almost half over.
And one of them a breakaway stop off Gilmore. They'll be waved out this time. Yzerman and Gilmore. Andrechuk and Cicerelli come in on this draw. Here it is. The Leafs prevail and get it out. Gilmore sprung loose and plays it up for Anderson. He'll have to hustle against Coffey. Coffey gets a piece of Anderson, but he got his stick on the puck and slashed it behind the goal. Gilmore there. Gilmore and Andrechuk. He goes down, gets back up, tries to take it away, and does. Andrechuk missed passing that one back to McCown. The Red Wings, Cicerelli slapped it back deep in his own zone. It'll be Andrechuk getting in first. Here's Gilmore. He's trying to center it. Coffey pings him. And it's fired away by Gallant over the glass into the crowd, and the face-off will be inside the Detroit line.
Well, Nicholas Lidstrom, number 5, had a terrible time trying to contain Dave Andrechuk. Now, Andrechuk, well over 200 pounds with that big, long reach, shields the puck from the checker, and it's almost impossible to pin Andrechuk. And here's what I'm talking about right here. You see, hides the puck, keeps the puck away from the forechecker, or the defenseman trying to take him out. And it's a battle of strength, and Andrechuk won that one.
Andrechuk scored a goal in the first period for the Maple Leafs after Gallant had given the Red Wings a 1-0 lead. Fedorov made it 2-1. Shepard 3-1. Cicerelli 4-1. And now the Leafs have come back. A goal by Dave Allen. At 9:12 it is 4-2. Probert takes the puck at center ice. Probert's pass rink wide. Kennedy didn't work. Can the Leafs shoot it in? That's going to be an icing call against Toronto. Racine didn't like the way he was hit after the whistle, and this will bring about a crowd.
Well, I've mentioned this before. Getting hit on an icing after you've touched the puck is really a no-no in the National Hockey League among the players. And Racine didn't like it, and he came roaring back in. And And it's going to be interesting to see how Kerry Fraser sees this. Here it is right here. Racine gets it. He has a look on the way in and touches it. The play's gone, but Berg just keeps coming. And you won't find too many players on too many teams that think that is kosher. And here it is right here. Now the whistle's gone. And
9:04 left in the second period. We'll be back after this. And now another power play. The Shepherd goal came while they were up a man. Berg is off for boarding. 2 minutes. 8:55 left in the second period. Detroit 4, Toronto 2. Red Wings on the move with the power play. They bring it in, and offside is called at the Toronto line.
Well, if you're going to shoot the puck in on the power play rush, you have to do it just after you get over the red line, or all your forecheckers, the forwards that are going to go and try and recover the shoot in, have to stop. Now Steve Chason waits too long to shoot it in, and over on the right wing out of the camera sight, the forecheckers who are anticipating the hard around were offside.
Yzerman on the draw. Primo on the ice with him. Ciccarelli on the other side. Lidstrom, the defenseman for Detroit. Make that Chason now. Lidstrom off and Chason on to play with Coffey. Puck shot behind the goal. Elliott is back there trying to get it loose along with Rouse. Ciccarelli lost to Elliott. It's slapped back to the line where Coffey gets set the shot. The pass really to Primo, and he didn't get much on it. Yzerman on the boards. He'll work the power play from there with Ciccarelli in the corner. And Yzerman is right there again. Yzerman looks back to Coffey. He slapped it. Stopped by Potvin, who's down. Gets another save. And the Leafs hang on to it. One of the Leaf players grabbed it near the crease area. Of course, you can't close your hand on it in there.
Well, it's a smart play by Bob Rouse, because he was about to close his hand on it and saw he could direct it right into the pads of Potvin. Now Ciccarelli heads to the net as usual. Dave Elliott has got a little bit of position on him there, but see the crowd, and what a chance. Ciccarelli was 6 inches taller and a stick 4 inches longer. It would be 5-2 Leafs, or 5-2 Red Wings. Rouse and Ciccarelli still talking about whose territory that is in front of Potvin.
8:07 left in the second period. Red Wings lead it 4-2. Face off, Red Wings win it. Coffey at the blue line, sliding it in along the boards. Coffey waits at the blue line again, but the pass goes in to Probert. His backhander is stopped. There's another test on Potvin. It's out to the line where Coffey winds up. Coffey again, another pass. Once more, Chason can't handle it cleanly. And the pass intended for Coffey was tipped away by Gilmore. Chason back. 30 seconds left of the power play for Detroit. Chason moving it up to Fedorov at center. Fedorov lays it back to him. Chason in. Slapped it off the boards behind the Leaf net. Probert can't handle it. And the Leafs get it out. Fedorov is skating back with Coffey. Fedorov and Coffey, two great skaters. This is Fedorov with the puck. Coming out to center. Weaves his way in over the Leaf line. Broken up by Rouse. Coffey was open on the left wing, and the penalty is now over.
Boy, if he'd have got the puck to Coffey, you're right, he was open and he was flying.
Detroit 4, Toronto 2. Red Wings stop near center. Puck dribbles over the Leaf line, and it's shoveled away again to open ice. Clark is up on this play. Clark takes the pass, and then was stopped by Racine. Foligno made the play for him. He went looking for the loose puck, and it wasn't loose very long. Cheveldae fell on it.
Well, Foligno, who has been used sparingly tonight on the fourth line for the Leafs, always seems to cause some action wherever he plays. And Wendell Clark, if he just couldn't get that pass cleanly enough to get the shot, it was a pretty good play by the Detroit back checker to poke the puck into the corner as Clark was about to take it. He's played 11 playoff games in his career against Detroit and has 9 points. So this is certainly one of his favorite playoff opponents.
Under 7 minutes left in the second period. Red Wings rather comfortable with a 2-goal lead. We'll see. Puck shot in wide of the lead net. Puck bang out. Scooping away into the corner. This is Cullen right in front of his own net. Foligno up for Clark. On Racine. He's trying to get in there. He might do it. And he ends up in the net along with Racine as he tried to shovel the puck with one hand. But Racine did a good job getting back.
Well, when you can cause that much trouble to a guy ahead of you on a breakaway and not take a penalty, you've done a great job. Clark had a half a step on Racine and looked like he was going to get himself in the clear. Racine bothers him all the way in from the blue line and hauls him down but avoids the penalty. So who can complain about a good defensive play like that unless you're a Leaf? Here's another look at it. Clark tries to shove it in at the last second, but doesn't have the balance to do it. Kerry Fraser a little liberal on that one, I think.
6 minutes and 16 seconds left to play in the second period. Detroit leads 4-2 and trying to take a 3-2 lead in the series. Game 6 is back at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto on Thursday. Here's a shot from the blue line coming up. Awful leg and misses the Detroit net. Konstantinov was in the way. Lost the helmet on the check by Anderson.
Boy, that puck nearly went in the net. Cheveldae couldn't find it. And it hit somebody on the way to the goal. Now let's have a look at it. It's not a hard point shot, but defensemen, you kids that play defensemen, don't always try and score from the blue line. Try and get it on the net. Now look at all the people this puck's coming through. You need a radar gun to find that puck. It hit Cheveldae in the shoulder, but he certainly didn't see it.
And a face-off to his left now. Leafs patiently trying to claw their way back in this game. That is Konstantinov, number 16. Face-off to the left of Tim Cheveldae. He's at 9 shots now. Potvin 21. Detroit on the move once again. That's Fedorov with the puck. Run away from Ellett. Eisenbart goes for the net. Primo centered it. Gilmore intercepted and skates away. Fedorov will catch him. And he does. And he hit him into the boards at the far side at the Red Wing bench. Fedorov, great skater, caught up to Gilmore and leveled him. Andrechuk is hit by Konstantinov. Boy, the Red Wings are really laying it on the Leafs now. Leading 4-2. And they're getting physical at this point of the second period. 5:30 remaining. Anderson has the pass. Backhands it in and goes off at the Leaf bench. Detroit back. Up to the line. Eisenbart hit at center ice. Osborne left it for Cecil. He was nailed by Chason as he tried to go in. Chason, though, was stopped and knocked down himself and then was slow getting back up. Berg hustling back to center, stopping the Red Wings rush, but now the Leafs near center ice. Osborne coming in on the Red Wing line. Berg was in there with Zazzle, but the Red Wings break it up, and here's another break for Cicerelli. He is in, and he went too high with the shot. He had Potvin going down all right, but he lifted the puck over the net. Zazzle out to center now. He is moving up with Osborne. Zazzle's shot off the arm of Cheveldae into the corner where Berg picked it up and slapped it in behind the net. Gallant's long pass to center ice does not work for Yzerman. 4:20 remaining in the second period. McCown to Berg. Berg to center. Krushelnyski takes it over the line. Foligno drives a high one, and that whistled over the top of the net. It is Vanderbilt going in after Coffey. He bumped the veteran defenseman Coffey. Vanderbilt, the rookie, pinned by Coffey. Can't get loose. The puck along the boards. Ellett comes pinching in. Foligno got in behind him to cover his spot, and he shot it in. Now it's Krushelnyski shooting one. Sharp angle. It's centered, and the Red Wings just stuff it off the boards and get it out. Cicerelli was up there alone. 3:40 left in the second period. Detroit 4, Toronto 2. Leafs getting a few chances right here as the period winds down. They shoot it in and make changes again. Red Wings, Lidstrom to the blue line at center is Sean Bird. He shot it in. Bird is covered in front of the net. And the play goes icing against Detroit.
Now the Leafs are going to complain about this, that Kerry Fraser saying you gave Berg a penalty for hitting a guy in the icing. What about Probert?
3:19 left in the second. And the Detroit Red Wings are up 4-2 in the Maple Leafs. Leafs looking for a goal. McCown closing in. He's in too far now. When he does center it, Cheveldae got back, and it didn't matter because the crowd of players knocked the net flying.
The Red Wing player's going to get a penalty for holding the Leafs stick. I don't know who it is, but the signal came from Kerry Fraser. McCown didn't realize that he could walk right in, and finally he walked right out of the shooting area and then tried to make the pass in front, and that's when the holding penalty occurred. Take a look in front of the net for the penalty. Anderchuk's stick is being held right there by Konstantinov. 3 hands on a hockey stick. It's not legal.
And because of it, Konstantinov gets a minor penalty right here.
2 minutes for holding the stick.
And the Leafs on a power play. Long shot, score! Shot by Allen again from the blue line. And Cheveldae moved a little too late. And the Toronto Maple Leafs get a power play goal, and they're back in it. It is now 4-3.
Well, the thing started when the Leafs won the draw directly back to Ellett. Now, I don't know whether Cheveldae saw this or not, but if he did, he should have had it, unless it was deflected, and maybe he was screened in front of the net by Steve Chason. But Ellett just makes sure he gets it on the net. Now, he looks like he could see the whole shot here, but that may change. Anderchuk gets in the way. And it doesn't appear that Anderchuk tips it. It goes straight in, and it's 4-3.
The Leafs are on the move again. Anderson is coming up over the line. Anderson gets a shot off a leg and wide of the net. It's slammed out. Cheveldae nearly knocked it in his own net as he pulled in his left skate. The Leafs are still in there. Rouse's shot, rebound, scrambled around the Detroit net, and the Leafs come within an eyelash of tying the hockey game with 2:34 remaining in the second period. Ellett has got the 3rd goal for the Maple Leafs at 16:57 from Gilmour and Andreychuk, and they nearly get another one there.
Boy, they sure did. It looked like Cheveldae, who had made the save, kicked it into the net, but he kicked it wide, and the Red Wings have fallen into a little coma here. They were in complete control of this game. And now take a look at this one. The shot from behind the net, and it goes in between the legs of Cheveldae, and then he kicks it, but it comes out. And Glenn Anderson's going to get a chance as it comes out in front. Cheveldae makes the save, but he gives up big rebounds, and there was a big one, but Anderchuk couldn't find the puck before he got out of scoring range.
Leafs get a power play goal here in the dying minutes of the second period to make it close again. They're within a goal of the Detroit Red Wings now. 4-3 Detroit. The Leafs on the puck. It is shot by Osborne, and it's Yzerman getting a pass near the Leaf blue line, and Ellett back to poke it away. 2:10 left in the period. Howe backed up by Bill Bird. Here's Racine. Racine up the center ice to Yzerman. Steve Yzerman shot into the corner. Comes off the boards to Ciccarelli. He is now looking for it and finds it. Slapped at it. It bounced to Ellett, however, and Rouse picks it up and scoops a high one down the ice. 1:45 remaining in the period. 4-3 Detroit. And look for the time here in the second period. So the big pivotal game here. Game 5. Series tied 2 apiece. Foligno goes in there. Fell when sliding into the boards. Clark knocked one down for Toronto. And he was checked inside the Red Wing blue line. And 4 Red Wings are up on the rush. It is dropped to Drake behind him. Foligno and Clark will get together now. It is Clark getting over the line. Hangs on to the puck. Comes in from the backhand. Rebound. Foligno is there. Scramble for that puck. And it's knocked away from Cullen before he could get a shot. Foligno keeping it in. Now the Red Wings pick it up and get it back out with 1 minute left to play in the second period. 4-3 Detroit. Fedorov's pass. Far side is Chiasson. He shoots it back of the net. Drake centered it, and the Leafs pick it up in front of Potvin and Iser. So they'll bring it back inside the Leaf line. For this next face-off, we're down to 44.2 seconds left.
Well, I'm sure Pat Burns is wondering how his team got back into this game when they were being so badly outplayed. But you have to take advantages of a team that gives you a life after you had nothing going for you. And I'm sure that the conversation in the Red Wing dressing room will be a little more heated about how this team had the Leafs by the throat and now have let them up, and they're into a 1-goal hockey game here in game number 5 of this series.
At one point, Detroit was out shooting Toronto in the second period, 12-4. We're leading 4-2. The Leafs have come back with a little pressure of their own. They have 2 goals, 1 on a power play, and now the shots are 12-7 in favor of Detroit. Period nearly over. 35 seconds left. The Leafs on the puck. Manderville dropped it back. LeFave backhands it over the Red Wing line. 25 seconds left to play in the second period. Red Wings looking up at the clock. Konstantinov now takes a look. Wastes a few seconds to play into Yzerman. Yzerman gets set, slides it in there, intending to pass for Ciccarelli, but the Leafs are back 9 seconds left. Gilmore will have to hurry. Played it in there for Manderville. He centered it, and the Red Wings get it out. Only 2 seconds left. They want a shot, and the horn beats them to it. As Ciccarelli was just winding up to let her fly, and the horn ends the second period. He was on the outside a lot and did not get in the slot area very often. The one time he did get in, you're right, he did get a pretty good shot away on Potvin. That was all the way back in the first period. But he has been reluctant to shoot. 4-3 as we start the third period. Detroit on the attack right off the bat. And the Leafs will get it out of the zone. Played up to center ice. Berg shoots one in. Cheveldae handling that one cleanly off the boards behind him. And Howe waits for Berg to move. Howe's pass nearly picked off by Osborne. Here's Osborne from Ellett, and he had his pass intercepted. The Red Wings bring it in. Racine trying to go in. He's hammered by Rouse, and Rouse of the Maple Leafs is going to get a holding penalty here early in the third period.
Well, Bob Rouse lost a step on this one-on-one confrontation and grabbed Racine to get the step back, and he was spotted by Kerry Fraser and takes the penalty. Watch this. Get that other hand on the stick. He put it on him, and then he catches up to him and then throws him into the end of the ring.
That's holding against Rouse.
There it is right there. He's got him by the shirt. A nice check at the end of it, but he held him in order to get him in position to check.
So here is a Detroit power play to start the third period. 4-3 Red Wings. What a great chance for Detroit now. Look down the ice. Red Wings come back. Coffey and Chiasson. Chiasson with the puck, leaving it for Yzerman. Yzerman stick handles to center, going in over the line. Ciccarelli shoots it in. Primo is the other forward for Detroit, and the Leafs shoot it away. Gilmore is on the ice. Korchelnyski is the other penalty killer up front for Toronto. Red Wings, Yzerman in. Hangs on just inside the blue line. Now the pass. Chiasson, the shot, and that ricochets on something in front. Another shot. Potvin made a big save on that shot. He had to move quickly to his right, and he made the blocker save. He shoot it down the ice again. 1:05 left on this power play. Coffee engineering this time. He's over the line with Ciccarelli, and the Leafs pick it up again and shoot it away. 55 seconds left in the penalty. Rouse in the penalty box for holding. Jason waiting back at the net. Now to Coffee. He'll skate away with it. Hauled Coffee to center. A high one goes in on the glass. Around the net on the other side. 3 Red Wings are there, and they keep it in. Lidstrom's pass. It's the side of the net. Potvin down, and he stopped one, and it's knocked away down the ice. 25 seconds left in the penalty. Lidstrom pass back. Lidstrom again. Can't handle it. Off his stick. Over the glass into the crowd with 20 seconds remaining in that Leaf penalty.
Well, the Red Wings don't look as confident, as poised, or as sharp as they did in the first half of this game. Those 2 Leaf goals have put them back on their heels, and they're a little tentative now. Dino Ciccarelli's playing his best game of the series. He scored once, and he heads to his familiar spot on the power play. Lefebvre, pretty good position on him, you see. But even if you take Ciccarelli, you bump him into Potvin or into his line of sight, and those point shots might get through.
He has a goal, and also, Harry, an assist. He helped to set up the Jerry Gallant goal in the first period. 2 goals, Harry mentioned, by Elliott came late in the third period. Midway mark, and then late. Power play goal, the second one. It is 4-3 Detroit. On a power play now, the Ran. Here's Eisenberg. Rebound, Primo! And Potvin somehow finds it. He made 2 stops. The puck was loose, and he grabbed for it and found it in time.
And you could thank Jamie McCowan. He got Primo on the ice as Primo was going to hoist it over a prone Potvin. Potvin made the big stop, but the puck was lying around the crease, and Big Keith Primo, who's a force tonight for the Red Wings, heads to the net and battles McCowan for balance, control of his stick, and can't get his stick on the puck as McCowan knocks him down. A good defensive zone play against a player that's pretty tough to take out.
Penalty is over now. The Leafs are back at full strength. A sellout crowd at the Joe Louis Arena again tonight. 19,875. Standing room only. Nearing the 3-minute mark of the third period. Leafs trailing by a goal. Go to center. Anderson had gone in. Gets back on side now, but that allows the Red Wings time to go back and pick it up and skate out with it. It is dropped to Fedorov. Fedorov over the line. Had it knocked off his stick, but he keeps it in there. A pass along the blue line. Red Wings closing in on this rush. Konstantinov made a bad play. Lost it, and 2 Leafs skate out. A third joining in. Gilmore near the line. Hangs onto it. Now it goes on the offside at the Detroit blue line. This game is coming to you from the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. On this line matchup, Yzerman with Gallant and Ciccarelli. Howe and Racine, they move the puck up. Potvin made the save. It comes right back to the Red Wings at the blue line, but Ciccarelli couldn't put it on the net. Shot down the ice by Toronto, and that's icing called against the Leafs. Sean Burr, Bob Probert, and Kennedy. Long shot doesn't reach the net this time. It's dumped out to center ice, and the Leafs bang it in. Here comes Osborne to pick it up. He knifed it in behind the net. He's in there with Berg trying to dig it out. Racine can't stop him. Swept it back to the blue line. Berg is covered in front, can't move on it. And Sean Burr will shoot it out for Detroit. Probert is giving chase to Rouse. Out of the net was Potvin to move it away from Probert up along the boards. And the Leafs pick it up, and 4 of them skate out to center ice. Allen tries a long shot. That's on, but Shovelday was looking for it. He did not look shaky now, mind you, but he didn't know quite where it was. He stopped the puck and held on to it, and it stayed right there in his pads.
Well, he was 15 feet out of the net to cut the angle down. This was about a 70-footer. He makes the stop, but he looks around. You can see the puck bouncing between his legs. One of the advantages of being out that far is if the puck trickles through, it had a 15-foot space to get to the net. He has not looked very confident tonight, and he has not had a lot of work.
Face-off is to his right now. Gilmore is back out, so is Fedorov. Anderson to the right of Gilmore. Leafs win the draw. It gets behind the net. Out comes Cheveldae to move it quickly. Primo on the left side. He hit Fedorov with the pass. Fedorov now picks it up off the Leaf stick. Made it into Eisenbart. His shot missed on the short side. There's Fedorov. Stick handling out in front of the Leafs. Get a chance to clear. Stick on the ice, and the puck hit it, and it stayed in. Fedorov in the corner getting away from Gill. Fedorov comes back near the line with a long pass to the other side. A long shot off Potvin. Rebound was set up, and the Leafs get it out of the zone. Anderson to center. It's played in over the line. Here's Gill trying to get in there. He had his stick lifted and was checked well by Konstantinov. Back comes McCown. He's across center. Dumps it in. He was hit then immediately by Fedorov as he did. Toronto moving it in. Not for long. Gallant racing up there. Had it tapped off his stick on the Leaf blue line. Lefebvre carries on with it. Then it's broken up at the Detroit line by Chiasson. He'll have to try it again. Cheveldae will help him. In goes Vanderbilt. He made the goaltender hurry that move. And the Leafs keep it in. And now the Red Wings organize. Gallant takes the pass. Was in behind him. He had a tough time controlling it. Yzerman was going in with him. Heading for the net. It's centered. Gallant kept it in. Foligno turns back. Shoots it on the boards. Gallant was waiting for it. Gallant moving up. Dropped it back. A shot by Coffey. And nice stop by Potvin on that label shot by Paul Coffey. Nearing the 6-minute mark of the second period. Detroit 4, Toronto 3. Rouse at his own blue line. Forced back by Yzerman. Pass to the line. Krushelnyski lobbed it in for Foligno. He is called on the offside.
Foligno was in the clear. The Detroit Red Wings are vulnerable tonight for some reason on long passes in the neutral zone. And that's something we haven't seen a lot of in this series. Ellett loses the puck behind the net. I don't know what he's trying to do here, but he's harassed by Yzerman, and watch where the puck goes. Yzerman hooks him, then he passes it out in front. And it doesn't, the Foligno doesn't get it out of the zone, and that's when Coffey had that hard shot. Here's the chance for the Leafs. A lovely little flip pass to Gill, but a great play by Konstantinov to cut Gill off, as Gill is one of the better skating Leafs. Could have got to the net, but Konstantinov wouldn't allow it.
4-3 Detroit, third period. 6 minutes, 10 seconds into it. Rouse passes one back. McCown and Rouse get together to get it up to center ice. It's dumped to the Detroit line where Lidstrom cleared it away. And then McCown pounded it back in. Here's Berg. He's tied up. 3 Red Wings, 2 Leafs on the boards. But it's Berg who comes up with it. Shot from the blue line. And that hit Berg standing at the side of the net. Red Wings Shepard shot it ahead for Drake. Drake is over the line. Dropped it to Coffey. Nice save by Potvin on the low shot by Coffey. Leafs move down. Pass in over the line. And Zezel's drive is blocked by Cheveldae. Zezel a good rush and a hard shot on the short side. He's heading off now. Red Wings on the puck. Howe up to Burr. Burr bringing it to the net. Forced in behind the goal, and the Leafs get back. Collins shot it ahead. Lino is tied up. The play is called. 12:45 remaining in the third period. Red Wings by a goal. 12:45 left, and this huge crowd of the Joe Louis trying to get them going. Berg and Colbert go in there. Colbert heavily in on the boards. Knocked his man flying. Ellis slow to get up on that hit by Probert. Burr failed to make contact. And the Leafs shoot it down the ice. Played it ahead for Kennedy. Out to Probert. Probert and Burr get together. Probert shooting it in. Out is Potvin. Takes a quick look around, sees Probert, and he puts the puck by him. Kennedy anticipated that move. He's there against Cullen. Kick the puck loose. Hobart fights for it. Hobart gets it. Kennedy was there, and he takes over. Kennedy slides it behind the net. Hobart cut off at the pass, and he went down, along with Todd Gill, who's up first. And he's on the puck near center, bringing it in over the Detroit line. Here's Cullen coming in. He dropped it back through the skates of Clark. And the Red Wings go fast the other way. Kennedy, shot missing on the short side. Here is Fedorov. Fedorov centered it. Chiasson from the blue line. Fired one in. It's off the boards and the back of the net. Fedorov again can't center it. And the Leafs send 3 players away. This is McCown, the defenseman, up on the rush. And he shoots it in. Red Wings Fedorov all over the place on this ship. Here's Primo. Primo finding room and then was stopped as he tried to go for the net. Cleared off on the boards and the Leafs bring it out. Up to center ice, up to the 9-minute mark now of the third period. 4-3 Detroit. Lefebvre passed it in over the line. Red Wings back to pick it up. It is shot on the glass by Chiasson and over the glass into the crowd. Rob Pearson left the game at 9:12 mark of the second period. We're told he has a mild concussion and has not returned to the bench yet.
Keith Primo had a big head of steam coming in, trying to get the angle on Lefebvre, and a brilliant defensive play by Lefebvre. You're tangling with a big, strong boy in Primo, and Lefebvre did a nice job doing it. Boy, this Primo's going to be a player, Bob. The more he plays, the better he plays. And a lot of people thought that he was not a great pick, as low as Detroit picked him in the draft 2 years ago, but he's making them look like their Detroit scouts knew what they were doing.
Each time a trade is talked about here in Detroit, you hear Primo's name mentioned. And I mentioned that to Brian Murray. Of course, that's the other team involved in the trade. Brian says he is going nowhere, staying here. Here's Allen. He has 2 goals and a bid for a third there on that shot. His first and second of the playoffs. Scored tonight in the second period. Leafs keep it in. Anderson, the pass across the goal mouth. And a shot stopped by Chevelday as Andrechuk got one away quickly. Yzerman saw a hit coming, but he gave it to Gallant. Dropped it. Ciccarelli shot. Tipped over the net. Gallant is in there for Ciccarelli. Ciccarelli trying to center it. It's behind the goal, and Gilmore digs it off the boards. Trying to skate away. Lost his stick. Grabbed it with his hand and shoveled it to center ice. Gilmore retrieves his stick, and the puck is played back in over the Leaf line. Now they get it out to center. The Leafs more offensive-minded here in the third period than the other part of the game. They're trailing by a goal as Andrechuk takes it. Andrechuk shoots into the corner. Gilmore waits for it. Centered it in the crease. Came off a defenseman's skate. Chevelday was alert and stopped it. There's Shepard, but Osborne gets there ahead of him. And the Leafs are on it again to shoot it in, but it got high near the penalty box, and it goes into the crowd with 9:41 left in the third. 4-3 Detroit.
Well, this has not been a game where there's been a lot of pace, but here in the third period it's picked up a little bit, and the Leafs look a lot more interested offensively than they did at any time during the game, and they're trying to get that equalizer and force this baby into overtime. Detroit playing very cautiously. I think those 2 goals by Ellett took the wind out of the sails offensively of the Red Wings, who had been dominating the Leafs. And now they're playing a very safe, conservative game with 9:41 to go. Detroit 4, Toronto 3.
2-1 after 1 period for Detroit. 4-3 after 2 periods. And that's the story now. 4-3. Toronto back. Detroit forcing a little bit. That is Drake and Shepard inside the blue line skating around. Fedorov is the centerman on that line. As the Leafs come up over the Detroit line, it is shot near the net. Zissel was upended. The puck comes right in front. A scramble for it. It goes back near the line, and Gill barely keeps it in there. Fedorov was on it though. Fedorov's pass to Shepard. Shepard turns in his own zone. Now he plays it ahead to center ice, and Lidstrom shoots it in. Potvin out of the net to stop it back there for Todd Gill. Hill is turning. The Red Wings are changing. The Leafs are coming out. McCown gets to center. A lead pass nearly hit Foligno, who was on the fly at the blue line. Puck in the corner. The scene there for Detroit. Stopped by Ellett. His shot nowhere near the net. That one. Foligno had his man tied up. Krushelnyski is there to help. Krushelnyski poking it behind the net to Clark. Clark is around the goal. Gets out front. Took a shot. And another. Drifted a high one. Score! It's a goal. The Leafs have tied it on that high shot with 8:22 left in the third period.
Well, Toronto tried the wraparound and it wouldn't work, and then the puck by Clark, he came right around and got a shot, and then the puck was in a pile of skates and then rolled back out to Clark. He fired it again, and nobody, including Cheveldae, I think, saw it go in. It wasn't a pretty goal at all, but it came at a pretty good time for the Leafs. Here's the wraparound attempt. Now watch this. There's 7 or 8 guys in the crease when Clark took a second shot. It hit somebody. It might have hit Cheveldae and then just trickled into the net. Here's the wraparound. Now look what Cheveldae has to put up with. There are 5 players in there. And it finally hits Racine in the head and goes in.
And number 71, Mike Foligno. Time of the goal, 11:38. Toronto goal is second in the playoff, 17.
Clark gets the goal at 11:38.
And Mike Foligno, 11:38.
Krushelnyski and Foligno get the assists on the goal. So Detroit now back on its heels a little bit as the Leafs have come back to tie it. Krushelnyski, 4-4 now. The Red Wings on the attack again, but it's the Leafs getting the puck out. Fedorov fell, and the puck hit him with 2 Leafs ready to pounce on it. Fedorov turning in front of the net. Pass eluding his winger, Yzerbark. And the Leafs shoot it to center. There is Gilmore. He just rolls it in over the Detroit line. 7:35 left in the third period. Game 6 back at Toronto. Maple Leaf Gardens on Thursday night. The Leafs are coming on the attack. Andrechuk going for the far side. And he just missed. Anderson was upended on the play. Yzerbark brings it in. Fedorov shoveled it toward the net. And Puckfan shut out the stick to sweep it away. And Big Primo was in, bumping behind the net minder and knocked the goal off the moorings again. So the referee, Kerry Fraser, stopped the play.
Well, Anderson went to the net, and that's what Dave Andrechuk's complaining about. Anderson goes to the net. The pass across was Anderson wasn't able to take it on a pretty good play by Konstantinov. But you got to wonder whether a penalty would have been called. Here's the Leafs' last goal. This was a strange one. Here's the one chance by Clark, and then everybody leaves Clark, and he gets another one. It goes off Cheveldae, hits Racine, and drops into the net.
That was at 11:38 of this third period. The Red Wings in the second had a lead of 4-1. Ellett scored twice and made it 4-3. His first and second of the playoffs. Leafs get the puck out. No question, they're on the attack now. They were more or less laid back for 2 periods. But now they're moving in on Detroit. They have been rewarded here on the goal by Clark from Foligno and Krushelnyski. 4-4, third period. Here at the Joe Louis Arena, the Red Wings pass it around until Steve Yzerman receives it. Now he wants to move in himself. Just threw it over the line, and that was easily blocked, and the Leafs get out again. Long shot by Osborne, right on. Cheveldae stopped that, and the fans get on Cheveldae. Here is Zezel digging it out from the corner. Zezel back of the net, centered it. It got by a couple of Leafs right to Gallant. Jerry Gallant and Dino Ciccarelli moving in. Gallant pass off the goal post. Gallant passed it over in front of the net. And a drive by Gallant hit the post. I think that's Ciccarelli who took that shot. And right off the post. Again, it's passed in there to Yzerman. Right in front of Puckfan down to stop it. Now the Leafs race back. Clark on the ice again. He tried to go in. Clark got in behind one defenseman. But Mark Howe, the other one, picked it up and lost it to Clark. Clark couldn't move on it. Drake, he was met at the blue line by Anderson, who nailed him. The two players fell to the ice. Racine takes it back of the goal, lost it. Clark nearly stuffed it in as he took it away from the Red Wing player. Boy, the Red Wings are really reeling now. There's Fedorov trying to maneuver the puck himself. Up over the line he goes. Fedorov in on a backhander stopped by Potvin. It's opened up a bit now in this third period in a 4-4 tie. Red Wings pick it up near the line. Fedorov, long pass ahead, was intercepted. Shepard picked it up at the blue line and dumped it in. And the Leafs bring it back out. 5 minutes to go in the third period. It is Gill in with Manderville. Manderville against Konstantinov, who hit him. And the Red Wings bring the puck to the line and shoot it down the ice. Rouse is hustling back. Potvin has to play it. Rouse stepped away from Probert. Probert takes the puck back to the goal. Probert trying to center it. Still has a move on it. He's fighting his way from the corner now. Bob Probert is. He's knocked to his knees, gets up again, and it's Chiasson who stopped one. The shot off Rouse. Probert in there. The Leafs hanging on now, and they dump the puck out over the line. 4:20 remaining in the third period. Ellett drives one hard. No icing. It hit a Red Wing player inside the Maple Leaf blue line. The Leafs are changing as the Red Wings come out again. Zezel couldn't stop his man. Burr's in. Dropped it back. Kennedy is stopped. And the Leafs hanging on now. Shoot it to the line, but not out. Now it's cleared to center. Berg with one man back drives the shot. A low shot nowhere near the net. 3:50 to play in the third period in a 4-4 tie. This is Nicholas Lidstrom to the right wing boards. Tossed ahead. Yzerman with Ciccarelli trying to catch up. The land is away offside, so they'll have to clear the zone, allowing the Leafs time to move it out. It is Zezel's pass going by Osborne. The Leafs want to make changes. No question, this pace now, the third, is tiring these hockey players. And they're getting quick changes. Leafs Anderson in. Anderson winding up the pass. Was blocked in front of the net with two Leafs waiting for it. The land back the other way. Gets a pass up for Ciccarelli. He steals it from Ellett. Laid back in front, and Yzerman is there to pick it up, and he's dangerous, as you know. But he can't make that pass by the Leaf player getting back. Dumped in from the blue line. Andrechuk had stopped the Yzerman pass. Now he's after it. Upended, trying to go for the net. The Red Wings bring it out again. Fedorov takes over at center. This is Yzerman coming in. Yzerman slipped it back. Here's the shot. Potvin to save. Scramble in front of the Leaf net. It's dumped to the line, not out. Now it rolls out to center ice. Stopping it was Coffey. He's charged up. Coffey ran into a stone wall at the blue line and knocked his man down. Foligno takes it at center. 2-on-1. The Leafs come in. Gilmore to Foligno. And he couldn't hit the far side. Gilmore had Foligno in front of the net. Couldn't center it. It's hard action here in the third period. Here's Clark. He finally loses it inside the line. 2 minutes left in regulation time. 4-4. This is a big game, folks. Game 5. The series knotted at 2 apiece. And the Leafs trying to pull one off here at the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. And they're coming in 2-on-1. And that pass is offside as Zezel skated in. The two Leafs charging in. But they're offside. Second, his first and second, and then Clark here in the third. 1:40 left in regulation time. It is 4-4. Chevalier covering up as the puck floated into him. Conroy on for the first shift here late in the third. Remember, the Detroit coach, Brian Murray, dressed 7 defensemen. He's got the 7th on there now. So Zezel is in to pick it up on his skate. Zezel trying to center it. Jammed it at the net. A scramble. And the Leafs come with an eyelash of taking the lead. takes a hit on the boards. Foligno goes back in the net. It is centered again. Close call for Krushelnyski. He centers it. Loose puck. Look out. Rouse. And that's blocked by Primo. Rouse again. The Leafs pouring it on now. But it's Shepard who leads the attack for Detroit. 30 seconds left in regulation time. Leafs get it again. All alone is Krushelnyski. He's up there waiting for help to catch up. On the boards. He holds it there. Now it's Foligno trying to give a hand. It goes back to the goal. 12 seconds away from overtime. Andreychuk hit his man hard on the boards. 5 seconds left. This one will go to overtime on the looks of it. The Leafs center it. Quick shot maybe. Not in time. It's in the net. But not in time. That shot from the blue line by Todd Gill got by everybody, by Chevrolet. It was in the net, but the horn had gone.
Well, there's no question about it, and this is a gigantic break for Detroit. Now take a look at the clock. It's off before Gill shoots it. But how Chevrolet missed it's another mystery.
The two goaltenders not at their peak best in this hockey game. Both look shaky on certain shots. Chevrolet and Potvin, and the pressure is on them now here in overtime. The Red Wings shoot the puck over the line. Andreychuk scooped it to center ice. That is Doug Gilmour playing it up on the right wing, and Rouse, the defenseman, shot it in. Red Wings back to pick it up. You can hear Leaf fans here in Detroit getting behind their team. Here's a chance for Andreychuk. He takes another shot. He hit the outside of the post on his second attempt. Andreychuk nearly ended it right there. The Red Wings come back to center ice and go in. Right in front of the net is Yzervard. He's back at the goal centering it. And it's Andreychuk sliding it up. Anderson's pass was intercepted. Andreychuk has it. He's in with a shot. The high shot goes way high over the glass and into the crowd.
Andreychuk had a glorious chance, and part of the chance was caused by the Red Wing Keith Primo, who knocked the Leaf forward right into Chevrolet. Watch this. Now there's Primo knocking Gilmour into Chevrolet, and Andreychuk couldn't get up to the puck. As you can see, Fedorov sliding across and making the save. Primo pushes Gilmour right into Fedorov. And although Andreychuk didn't get the shot on the goal, Fedorov came across to try and block. Leafs had a chance and couldn't put it in.
The replay you see, that was a foot wide of the net from our angle. We're inside a blue line here in the Joe Louis Arena. And way back. And hot. About even with the face-off spot in front of Potvin. Gill along the boards. Zezel dumped it to center ice. Zezel comes up after it. Over the line with a shot. That's deflected into the crowd. That came off the stick of Paul Coffey.
I think you'll see more players on either team take longer shots than they would in a normal game. Both goaltenders have given you reason to think that they're not on the ball tonight, and maybe a 40-footer through a defenseman's legs will be the one that beats either Chevrolet or Potvin.
We're in overtime. 1 minute 15 seconds into overtime, and they're hoping for a little more luck from the Octopus. Another one on the ice. The linesman won't take any more chances now with a towel to retrieve this one.
Paul Coffey, 4 shots on goal in the third period. Dave Ellett, 5 shots total, 2 goals. Andreychuk got 3 in the first period, hasn't got a shot in the second and third. And coming into overtime, 6 Leaf forwards had not had a shot on goal.
Sean Berg comes on to take this face-off for Detroit. Zezel remains on for Toronto. He has Osborne and Berg with him. The Red Wings start out. Kennedy on the right side. Here's a long shot, and that's stopped by Chevrolet from Todd Gill as he crossed center. Talk about long shots, Harry. Drilling it from there. Of 75 feet. Clark winding up in center ice. Getting away from Burr. He gets over the line with a wrist shot that misses on the short side. It's bounced off the side of the net. Coming in is McCown. to keep it in. Koscielnyski behind the goal, trying to center. It does! And the crease area was Clark, but he couldn't get his stick down on it. He was checked well. The Red Wings get it to the line. Clark is keeping it in. Koscielnyski going for the net. The pass back to the line. Shot. Score! Foligno scores the goal to give the Leafs a 5-4 overtime win here in Detroit. A quick shot by Foligno and it got by Cheveldae like a bullet. And Toronto, a tremendous comeback tonight, trailing at one point of the game 4-1. Now win it 5-4 on Foligno's goal at 2:05 of the first overtime period.